Welcome back to What's Trending from South by Southwest. We are live from the Samsung Blogger Lounge, and I'm with Guy Kawasaki, author, founder of alltop.com. Great to see you here at South by Southwest.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Because we're used to being, talking to each other over Skype or on
Right.
Twitter. Nice to see you offline.
Yeah, well, we really do exist.
I know, we're real human beings. So what brings you to South by this year?
I had two real functions. I just finished a book called What the Plus, how to use Google Plus.
Yes, you did. You always have new books out, it
No,
seems.
I don't know about always.
Enchantment last year.
Yep.
And now this year, you decided to do it digital, though.
Yes, it's ebook only, and it costs less than a Starbucks Grande Latte. So that was one purpose. And the second purpose, I hosted a fireside chat with Vic Gandotra, who runs Google Plus.
So why did you decide to do this ebook?
Well, it's faster. From the time I finished to the time it was in Kindle or iBooks was 1 week, which is roughly 51 weeks faster than the paper world. Believe it or not, you get to keep 70% of $3 as opposed to 15 or 20% of $15. So you make percentage-wise much more money.
Yeah.
And it's faster. I think it's also easier in particularly when you're writing about something like Google Plus, which Google's going to change. In fact, it's changed it already since the book.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to just remaster it, re-upload it, and then everybody has the most current version. If you try to do that with a paper book,
well, it's impossible.
Yeah, it
I mean, you
basically
print
is
out
impossible.
another round of them with some additions.
and who knows who gets what, and yeah.
So tell me what's included in this Google Plus book. What do you explore within the Google Plus world?
This is meant for people who want to understand why some of us love it so much. And it's a very analogous situation to Macintosh. So I think Macintosh, back when I was a software evangelist at Apple, I thought it was the best computer system. But it really irked me that a lot of people didn't understand it. A lot of experts were saying, it wasn't as good, it wouldn't succeed, blah, blah, blah. And so the same thing is happening with Google Plus. There are far few people using Google Plus than Facebook. Lots of experts say that it's a ghost town, and I don't find it to be a ghost town at all. And so I never planned to write this book, and just one day I said, I ought to write a book about this, because this is like Macintosh deja vu. Better product, fewer people using it, and the experts say it's not going to succeed. And it just pissed me off, so I said, I'm going to write a book about it.
Well, what is it about Google Plus that you love? Why is it working for you, and why
how much
then
time
are
have
other
we got?
people
Yeah.
saying that it's not working for them?
Well, they're clueless. I love Google Plus because I think the quality of the comments is much higher. And so it's good comments. I love the fact that I can edit a post or a comment after the fact.
Actually, that's one of my favorite things.
That's
to be
very
honest.
useful.
Like, how many times I just do a little typo, right?
I
now
edit every post,
Yeah.
basically. I like the fact that you can include inline pictures, and they're big. Twitter, there's a link to a picture. I mean, how many people click on the link to your picture? Not that many. So there's that. The album is very well done, where you have multiple pictures. I love the white space, sort of the more Apple Store kind of design of Google Plus compared to Twitter in particular. I mean, even if I love TweetDeck, right? But just the visual experience of Google Plus versus Twitter is far superior. And even I think to Facebook, Facebook timeline, it's yet to be determined how people embrace that.
So why does Google Plus get such a bad rap?
I think first of all, Google's a big target, right? And secondly, I think people are not using it right. So in my mind, you should use Facebook to keep in touch with your family and friends, your existing relationships. But let's say your existing relationships, your family and friends, they don't share the same passions. They don't share a passion for photography. So it's very hard to convince your family and friends on Facebook to now take up photography. Unlikely. On the other hand, I think Google Plus is for your passions that you share with people you might not know yet. So you go to Google Plus, your family's probably not there yet. Someday they may be, but they're not there yet. So you interact with a whole new set of people, like Thomas Hawk or, Chase Jarvis. These are photographers that you would have never gotten to interact with via voicemail, email, tweet, or Facebook status update. They're on Google Plus. They love Google Plus. So you can interact with them in a way you could not have done before.
What tips do you have for people on building communities on Google Plus?
I think the key to understanding Google Plus for a beginner is you have to understand search. So if you're into photography, the first thing some people would do is, oh, let's see if my friend, my relative, my cousin, my sister or my boyfriend is already on Google Plus.
Yeah.
And many times you'll be disappointed because Google Plus is so much younger. On the other hand, if you are into photography, type your keyword, type photography, type social media.
Follow people around that.
Type hockey.
Yeah.
Type, whatever. Type your name because, you're a celebrity, you want to see if she's on there. That's a very different approach than using Facebook.
Well, but what about in comparison to Twitter?
In comparison to Twitter, I think it's just so much more difficult to break through the noise. I mean, Twitter is great for, I want to know that there was 30 seconds ago there was an earthquake in Chile, and I want to know that this is someone who's on Twitter in Santiago.
On the ground.
On the ground. Granted, Twitter is great for that. But, honestly, I can wait for CNN to tell me there was an earthquake. I'm much more interested in forming relationships with people who share the same passions for hockey or for social media or for photography.
Now, what do you think about Pinterest?
God, I wish I had come up with that idea. I mean, what a great idea. Wow. And this is those kind of ideas you say, why didn't I think of that? I mean, it's not about the technology, right? And it's a great idea. I wish them.
Are you on it? Do you think it's going to break out of just the female demo?
I cannot handle another place to be.
How do you handle it? How do you balance out between all these things?
So obviously the big three are Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus. And honestly, my Twitter feed is primarily contributors. My Facebook is because I cross-post from Google Plus to Facebook. But the core of my social media existence, 99% of what I do is Google Plus. Everything on Google Plus is me. There's no ghost, there's no contributor, there's no automation, it's nothing. It's me, it's like, I consider Google Plus a craft.
So at a certain point, you just need to decide where you're going to put your efforts.
And I have.
What about apps this year? A lot of people are talking a lot of hot geolocation apps.
Yeah.
Is this something that interests you?
No, it doesn't. You know why? I'm 57 years old. I'm married. I have 4 kids. I'm not looking to meet new people. I don't want any more friends.
Well, I'm happy I got in your circle.
Yeah.
God.
So I don't want people to know who I am. I don't, what's the app with Highlight?
Yeah.
So if I were running Highlight and, all the people within 50 feet of here knew that I was here, I mean, that's my nightmare. I mean,
So do you feel like there's going to be any growth with any of these companies?
Well, not everybody is 57 years old and married with 4 kids. So
of course, everyone wants to meet people.
Right.
Discovery of new
So
folks.
normal, unlike me, who I'm basically introverted. You may find that hard to believe, but I'm basically introverted. I like to be left alone, and this public role I have is forced upon me. I mean, I'm not twisted my arm.
Yeah, but you like the balance of
Yes.
your life privately and what you do here.
So
it's great. You take it in, but it's maybe
right.
not.
So when I get on an
24/7.
airplane, I don't want to be on highlights so everybody knows I'm on the airplane, so they come up to talk to me.
Paparazzi, web paparazzi.
No, let's not take it that far.
Finally, all right, you were an Apple evangelist, so you're very
I
close to
am
the
a-
company. Or you are
I
still.
mean,
Sorry.
not paid.
It's something that continues for your
Yes.
whole life.
You
Once
can't
you're
take
in the
me out
club,
of-
it's like a frat. So what do you think of the new iPad?
I have not seen it.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you a little secret?
Tell
I don't
away.
use an iPad anymore.
Really? So what do
Really.
you use?
I use a Samsung Tab 10.1,
We love that.
and I use a Samsung Tab 7.7, and I use a Samsung Galaxy Note phone.
You are all about Samsung.
And
So
I
what is it
use-
about the
well,
products?
there's one piece of bad news. I use a Motorola Droid Max.
This is getting all the
Razr.
scoop of all your gadgets. Why Samsung?
I love Android.
Yeah.
I like Android. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I like Android. I love the 7.7 footprint.
Yeah.
I think iPad is I use my iPad primarily, or I use my tablet primarily for reading, an iPad is too heavy to hold when I'm,
Want
in
something
bed
light,
sleeping. Yeah,
yes.
it like falls on my face. So 7.7 is just perfect.
All right, Guy, tell people where they can find your book.
You can find my book logically at whattheplus.com.
Whattheplus.com. Go check it out. Thank you so much, Guy, for
Thank
stopping
you.
by. You are great. Once again, go to samsung.com/howolympic are you to see what Olympians you're connected to and be part of the beta. Be one of the first. We will be back from the Samsung Blogger Lounge. Keep it on youtube.com/what's trending.